Somebody needs to tell Coach Sirianni. He was asked about it being banner night and expectations, and this is how that entire thing went. How locked in is the Super Bowl winning coach? Well, find out now.
You guys have emphasized you're moving on from last year. The last banner night in 2018, it's famous that the fans booed the Eagles at halftime because they weren't happy with the way things were going, albeit it was banner night. How do you feel about the fact that even though it is banner night for you guys, the fans will still have the standard of performing and winning at a high level?
Yeah, I didn't know it was banner night. We won't be out for that.
Legend.
End of answer. I'm excited for this Sirianni. If he's super locked in all season, what can they do? Can they go back to back? Well, they got the Dallas Cowboys trying to figure it out after a 29-year championship drought. Can they kick off this season in a much better fashion than all the drama that was off the field? That's what the NFL brings. And then we got Chiefs and Chargers on Friday, and then a huge college football slate on Saturday. And then on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, it's back to RedZone.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Boom.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room and what people aren't forgetting. They aren't forgetting what happened down there with the Elephants of Alabama in the Roll Tide world, what happened when Saban was the coach. And now Kalen Deboer is being judged directly against peak Nick Saban.
Yeah, tough.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Wait, you can go all the way back to Bear Bryant when he was playing 152 players each game.
That's right.
When we were 12 deep at the running back position, which I learned there was some scholarship situations going on there. I guess Bear Bryant was really good at giving scholarships to every person that he thought could play football.
Selling
and then there were
trees.
some scholarship limits, I guess, that came into play. But whatever the case, the Alabama fans, we're expecting to be in the conversation. Hey, we are in the conversation all the time. The conversation that we're in is championships. We're not in the conversation of loafing and
No, we're not.
dancing.
No.
We, as Alabama fans, have been able to go into any restaurant in any time, in the SEC, in any college football place, and say we are the Kings. How you doing? Alabama's here. You're welcome. Roll Tide. And we were able to get any seat we wanted. You're walking, there's buildings here. It's not bad here. A little mist, early morning. And then you turn right as soon as that building ends and you look, there's just the most beautiful mountain of all time just sitting there.
Cool.
Like it's a postcard. Got the snow right on top of it. It's like they said they were going to put Kalen Deboer's face on that mountain if he was able to turn around the University of Washington and keep it going. And he certainly did there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
That Penix year, remember the Roman Empire? How often do you think about Rome doing that? The whole, everything they had going on. It was up, playing hard, good recruiting process.
Yeah.
We were all the way out there celebrating it. And then he says, I need to get to Alabama and go change this entire thing. People are like, you could have been a king. But he wanted to chase what? Significance forever? Is that one half of the hammer?
Down.
Cowboys AP tone. Your thoughts? Like, what do you think it is? Because this kind of thing happened with Rich Rodriguez of West Virginia as well. Could have been king. Now he's getting a chance to kind of right that ship, which I'm very pumped for him to get to do that. Yeah. But I do wonder how much Kalen Deboer thinks about that in that brand new office of his over there.
Yeah, I agree because he was a guy who was leveling up. I mean, he started at the lowest levels and won there and came through and was all the way up to Washington. I think there's a handful of schools, and I'm sure Rich Rod would say this still. There's a handful of schools that you don't say no to. Michigan being one of them, Alabama being one of them. Those blue collar schools that you just like. Washington is a great football school. They're in the Big Ten. They can probably pay their coaches almost as much as Alabama. I'm not sure if it as much as Alabama, but they're up there. But there's some schools that you do not say no to, and Alabama's one of them.
So $70 million is allegedly what the buyout is for Kalen Deboer.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, but
I believe in Kalen.
I do too.
I believe
he's
Coach.
Always won. He's always won. That did not look like a Kalen Deboer
It did not.
either.
recruiting class, though, you mentioned with Bama.
Most 5-stars.
That's coming in eventually. That might help.
They got to run,
bit.
though. They got to try.
If you're Bama, you got to look up at New England and see what happened up there. It's the only real comparison you can do with like a legendary coach leaving. And I'm not saying get rid of DeBoer because I still believe in him. I almost bet Ty Simpson to win the Heisman after that first drive, and that's for shoot, brother. But, the Patriots, their brand of football last year completely changed, and it wasn't what it was when Belichick was there. Not even like the win-loss record, just brand on the field like you're talking about when it comes to loafs. And I'm not saying get rid of Kalen now, but if that doesn't flip around quick, like you are better off going with somebody that can,
Maybe. We'll see. We don't know what Coach Rabel has done with the New England
Yeah.
Patriots. We have no idea. We assume it's going to be good. We know it wasn't great there for a one-year coaching stint to get fired. I don't think anybody
understands, though. Like at least Rabel understands what the product of a New England team is that people like.
Yeah, what the fans expect.
Yes.
Yeah, all those things. I mean, it happened with Pittsburgh a little bit. So Pittsburgh, obviously, Steelers running defense. Then they got like five wide with like Todd Haley, Bruce Arians, and everything like
Killer
that.
beast.
And they had success, and it was great. Everybody was happy when they had success. When you stop having just the most amount of success, though, they immediately go, this ain't Pittsburgh Steelers football.
Sure.
Like, this ain't what it is. I think that's why a couple coaches got ran out of town. I think that's why Todd ended up getting run out of town. I think Bruce Arians in a similar fashion. I think that type of offense doesn't fit the city, so I understand what you're saying. And Alabama might be the same way. Kalen Deboer needs to win games.
You know, you got to go to Bama to be in the conversation for a national championship. Like, now you don't, because there's 12 teams, and it might suck. Like, at the end of the year, you might say, like, well, Notre Dame didn't play anyone. Well, Washington or one of these teams, Pac-12, you know, they didn't play anyone, but they're in the conversation because they made it. So, like, is it worth the...
Well, when you're starting with 12 and you're counting down to one.
Exactly.
You know, if you get into dance, that's really all that matters.
More teams and a lot more fun.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be, but that first round was not a lot done by the bad teams.
That's a good point.
That was pretty big.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it, is that more schools get a shot to shine.
Yeah, and
Boom.
you know, when you put it that way, you can't help but this is the right way to crown a CFP national champion.
You start with a majoring at wide receiver. It's a lot more moving parts on the offensive side of the ball between the ears when it comes to game planning, adjustments, and all those things. Been on the same page with Trevor Lawrence and all those things on the offensive side of the ball than there are on the defensive side of the ball. If you're looking at the schedule here, these different weeks, you see the different weapons. When you come across these different teams where you have matchup problems on the defensive side of the ball, if you are the Jacksonville Jaguars, that's when I think they'll implement that chess piece, Travis Hunter. Maybe it's a cat defense. Hey, we're going to play this third down red area. Hey, you got that cat. You got Jamar Chase this week on these critical situations. You got Nico Collins. You have whoever that opposing number one threat is, and you put your best cover guy on him. That may be just 15, 16 snaps of that game. But we'll see. I can't wait to see how it actually unfolds. He's a great, great player. We know who he is, not only physically, but between the ears, what he showed in college football to be able to kind of attain all that information and be in the right places. And we talk about loafing. This guy rarely loafed. I never really saw him loaf on the college level. We know how tough it is to play on the National Football League physically, week in and week out. So that's the number one thing to watch out for. But I'm excited to see this Travis Hunter experience and see it starting majoring on offense, minoring on defense. I think that's the right way to start it out.
I like the thoughts and everything you laid out. We're not saying that's definitely what they're thinking. We are just saying this is a possible mindset for them. New stadium coming. And then obviously we got Trevor Lawrence in a new Adidas commercial with a guy who's going to be playing both ways. Feels like vibes are high down there. Stoner feels great. Liam Cohen is beloved. I mean, they got it for the next couple. Building a new stadium, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to. Do they put 3 pools in there? I don't know.
Probably have to.
AFC South stack. Nobody wants to come dance with us.
100-yard pool.
Oh my God! Somebody swim.
Yeah, everyone's got
down the length of the field.
Yeah, with the ball, with Travis Hunter running in a touchdown.
Yeah. He is the head coach of the undefeated Miami Hurricanes football team. Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Cristobal. Coach, what do you think about putting a 100-yard pool so we can swim down the side as your boys Carson Beck's throwing a deep ball to Tony down there? What do you think about that, Coach? Pretty good?
Where do you want this pool again?
100 yards, right down the sideline.
On the sideline. Sounds like your kind of stadium, man. I don't know if I can make that happen.
Well, you're walking on top of the pool would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like you're on top of the pool and you got people swimming underneath. Nonetheless, Coach, congratulations. Okay, Cam Ward comes in last year. You guys become a viral sensation with how the games go. Obviously, massive plays happening, magical run throughout the entire season. We have a Miami fan with us, and he was obviously each week living and dying with you guys, as I assume you were. Now you have to reload. You lose the number 1 pick in the draft, Cam Ward. Why Carson Beck the guy for you guys this year? And what has he shown since getting there that makes you believe, like, yeah, we might have lost an incredible leader and an incredible quarterback, but we were able to find another guy that'll be able to do that for us?
Well, you know, he was at Georgia while Monken was over there, who's now with the Ravens. And, you know, Monken and our offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, they're really tight. You know, he's an air raid disciple, but, you know, Monken successfully blended, right, the power run game, the RPO, the air raid, with an unbelievable run game, really diverse. And we felt that we could do the same thing with Shannon Dawson. And just discussing Carson and watching him on tape, he had all the tools, man. And when he had good protection, he lit it up really well in 23. Last year they got, you know, beat up a little bit. It wasn't maybe the same system. It just fit us. And the guy he's a great human being. Like, he's a legitimate dude. Like, people love being around him. He gets after it, relentless worker, and he just fits.
And you got wide receivers making catches like that. I mean, absolutely absurd catch there by CJ. Obviously, Tony went crazy. And are we thinking about maybe putting Bain on offense? Are we thinking about maybe getting 4 the ball a little bit?
We'll see how Heisman voting goes down the stretch, man. If we need to, we might do that. But you saw him with the ball in his hands. He's been playing football since he's been knee high, and he does it all, man. And if you have a chance, watch him and watch Mesidor, our other defensive end, against Notre Dame's tackle, and see what a great job they did controlling the line of scrimmage.
You need to call Dwayne Johnson. He just got a 15-minute standing ovation for his acting role in The Smashing Machine. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think he's about to crack into they're talking Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, The Rock somehow, Papa Tui.
Yep.
Zoa Energy Drink.
Yep.
TKO chairman.
Yep.
Production company.
Great former team.
Yeah, $7.
The final boss.
What'd you say, Coach?
He was my teammate here in Miami.
What a stud, dude. What was he like at college? Incredible work ethic, I assume? You guys all saw that from a very young age?
Yeah. He's the guy that walked in like doing 315 for 20 on the bench press, just kind of like a walking bicep, just a monster physique, but really quiet, really reserved, and a great player, a great player. We were loaded, man. Even back then, great players had to take their, wait their turn and whatnot, but he was always a great teammate, great player.
Yeah, he gave back to you guys right in there at Dwayne Johnson locker room or something. I think he ties back to his times at the U for a lot of things and a lot of inspiration for what he does. A great success story, especially if U's all the way back. We can't wait to watch you. Bethune-Cookman this weekend. Great news coming out of Pittsburgh. Cam Heyward's going to play football this year.
Wow. For the Steelers?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Never would have guessed that.
Yeah, the hold-in, I guess, is not going to be an issue. Mike Tomlin says this.
I'm certainly expecting Cam to play. Cam doesn't play a lot in team development over the last several years. My job is to get him in and out of Latrobe, and I've done my job. And so there are no reservations about his participation or his readiness. I'm sure he's chopping at the bit. Okay,
hold in over. He's playing football for the Pittsburgh Steelers is what Coach Tomlin is saying, expecting. That's a big deal. Obviously, last year was all pro.
Yep.
Now he was seeking a little bit more money because they redid his contract last year, take away money, I assume, from this year. So now he's at a lower level. And all anybody was saying is, okay, Cam, come on. That's basically the way everybody had treated this. We thought maybe he'd get a little bit more money before the season. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And now Cam Heyward's playing for a fully stacked Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Yeah, it's huge, especially week one against the Jets, who are going to have a good running game. And Derek Carmen, who they drafted in the first round out of Oregon, is going to be banged up for the first couple of weeks. So that's huge. Obviously, Need came in the middle. He's been the best player on the Steelers defense for a long time with TJ Watt. Did I hear him call practice team development? He goes, Cam doesn't participate a lot in team development. He just called it practice.
Yeah, and then he said it's my job to get him in and out of Latrobe.
And I did that.
Here we go. Steelers, here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go. If they don't, fire everyone.
Here we go.
Under control is one that they should tell stories about. His ability to navigate throughout an entire league's actions and storylines is second to none. His contract was up. I think he had more leverage than anybody in the history of on-air talent. I hope he utilized it. Even if he didn't, we're thankful he's back. The host of the RedZone channel, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Hanson. How you doing, brother?
Gentlemen, welcome to our humble abode. I asked to do this interview from the RedZone studio. This is the first ever interview I've done from the actual RedZone studio.
Wow.
You welcome us into your place all the time. So if you want a tour, we can do that, or we can just talk how the Steelers can get to the Super Bowl starting on Sunday in the early window of NFL Red Zone.
Well, we will certainly talk about that again with somebody that isn't you. What we can do with you is see your studio.
Yeah.
I had no idea we had potential access. Thank you for allowing us to be the first Red Zone studio interview. Okay, so it's a massive green screen. All right, and we're standing behind that podium the entire time? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Now, I know you're going to make fun of me because, look over here. Right here, let me go.
Go full screen on this or no?
Step back. Here we go.
It's up and down. Got it. Yeah, that's a standing. It looks like the COVID years. It looks like the COVID years.
Now, this is not some ego play by me. You know this, Pat. The crew uses this to balance the green screen here, like a Marvel movie and whatnot. The desk is real. The host's enthusiasm is real, and most importantly, the touchdowns are real. Yeah, but the background is completely fake.
Okay, so how many hours are you in there? What time's day start?
So I'm in Los Angeles. This is right next to Inglewood, right next to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Literally 300 feet this way is SoFi Stadium. I like to be the first one in the studio. I get in at little after 5 a.m. on Sunday. Kickoff is 10 a.m. Pacific on Sunday. So 5 hours of ramping up. I eat my food. I eat my breakfast at the desk right here. Okay, I know you want to know this. No, there's no toilet back here or anything.
Scroll
like
down.
that.
Scroll down.
There's no Gatorade jug back there.
Right.
Just like I stand right here.
There's a little hose there.
Look,
Hold on. Is there a hose in there? Was that a wire? What was that wire?
Sort of catheter.
What was it?
It's okay. Here, you really want to get into it?
Go down a little bit down. What is that down there? What's that down there? That's a little catheter there, or no?
Wizinator.
It does sort of look like a tube. But that's some kind of electrical cord.
Sure.
Okay.
But of course, got to the bottom of that.
So anyway, looking into the camera here. Here's what you guys will find fun because I only stand here for the first 90 seconds of the show. As soon as we go to the Octo Box, when the kickoffs are all beginning, I come around here and I stand right here and watch this wall of monitors. They got a camera light up here for the Pat McAfee show today. That's not usually here, but we have every game on. All these big monitors go into quadrants. I'll put all 8 games on over here. I've got a massive monitor that's tapped into the scoreboards of every stadium in the NFL, and I got all the scores live with the clock exactly synchronized to the game clock, so the action could be a little 2 seconds off, but that is the game clock. Down here, I've got what you got at home. We call it our program monitor, that I know what you're watching at any given moment, and then I can say, all right, we just had, whatever. The Patriots did just this, the Cowboys, the Eagles, whatever. Let's get it over here. But, yeah, we rock and roll. My right-hand men, my version of Boston Connor, Ty Schmidt, Tone Diggs, they sit right here. Tim Galanians, Brian Larrabee. They have their laptops popped open to give me any type of stat, fact, player identification, and we rock and roll for 7 hours with no commercial breaks.
So you got 2 spots. That's awesome. Thank you for the tour there, by the way. That's fantastic stuff. Thank you for showing us how the sausage is made. And that sausage, by the way, is a must for any NFL fan every single Sunday. You've become just an institution in of yourself on one of the quad boxes for everybody's YouTube TV run.